several months ago, it got taken as a challenge. It was more of an idea of folks trading tinders in their natural environment or in their particular environment, trading with folks across the country in different places that don't have access to those materials, just for practice, improvising, thinking outside the box with things we possibly aren't even aware of or have never come in contact with. It kind of sort of got taken as a challenge by some folks, which is fine. No issue there. But I mailed out a bunch of stuff across the country. Justin and Travis, I believe, are the only ones that have actually responded to that. However, I missed one fellow, and he let me know on Facebook the other day that I inadvertently didn't ship him his package. I don't know if I made it and didn't ship it, and it's riding around the back of my car or what. But anyway, I told him I would gather him some more materials and ship it out, and I thought, well, while I'm at it, let's show my 3 or 4 or 5 quick go-to tenders in western North Carolina. So let's get started. Okay guys, hopefully you can see this. Lighting's kind of poor out here right now, but we'll make do. This is my #1 go-to tender in this area, western North Carolina, and it's just simply pine needles. This time of year, the fall, when the wind's been blowing, they're a little bit fewer to come by unless they're on the ground, which I don't know if you can see in the background. They're all over the place. If you scrape off the top layer, it's usually dry enough to get the job done. They light fairly easily, and they burn really hot, and they burn a long time, and they make a great coal bed, so you can pretty much blow them back to life even after you think your fire's already established. So let's gather up some of these and we'll move on to our next. Alrighty guys, it's probably pretty obvious what this is. I was actually rather surprised it's in this area. I just found it, or found a source of it, about 3/4 of a mile walk from my house, maybe 6 or 8 months ago. And I've only been using this for a short period of time because I only recently figured it out. I felt like an idiot when I did, but anyway, it's bamboo, and cut it down, and I'll show you what I do with it. This one you got to kind of work for a little bit. First of all, split it in half like that. Clean it out a little bit. I've never done it with this knife before. Basically, take the back of your knife. Yeah, it works great. And along the edge, fuzz it up. And take it off and collect it. And after a couple minutes, you'll have a great tinder bundle. Catches a spark really well from a Faro. I've lit it by solar. Charred punk wood or char cloth works absolutely fantastic with it. You're almost guaranteed, if that's dry, you're almost guaranteed to get a fire. Alright guys, here's another excellent resource. We don't have cattails and a lot of plant materials that provide fluff for flash tenders and stuff, but this time of year, when the grass that, well, at least me as a homeowner, have gotten too lazy to cut, and or I've got a few stands around here that I've purposely let overgrow just to collect this. It's just a bit shy of being ideal, although it'll work right now, but it's still got a bunch of the seeds in there, which means that it's still kind of damp or moist. And there's not a ton of it around here. Like I said, pine needles are my go-to as far as if I need tinder now. That's just immediately what I default to. But if I have the time, and or if I'm having trouble building a fire and I need a flash tinder to get it going, this is typically what I'll choose. But as you can see, it's drying out some. I hope you can see that. It's not as good as cattail, but it'll do the job. So let's get some of this and package it up and get it sent on its way. Alright guys, here's another good one. It's cedar, as you can see right here. I accidentally damaged this tree a little bit just now, trying to create a better camera angle. It is still partially alive. It is dying, so it's not a big deal. I'm just kind of helping it along a little bit, I guess. But, excuse me. I'm talking about is the bark right here. And even on a live tree, the outer layer of bark, you can get off. In this area, at least in my immediate area where I live, I'm not saying all of Western North Carolina, just my particular property. And I apologize for the road noise. My neighbors are coming home. Pickings are pretty slim as far as these particular kind of trees go. So I don't use it a whole lot, but it is one resource one can use. And anyway, get some of this, and there we go. You notice it flakes off fairly easy on the back of a knife. On a live tree, don't get too vigorous or you will damage it. Alright guys, for those of you who have been following me for a while, I posted a video for Travis 6-8 months ago, something like that. In fact, I think it was my first YouTube video, about what I do with pine resin, pine tar, whatever you want to call it. In fact, I showed you from this very tree. If you go back and look at that video, as you can see how fast it rejuvenates or fills in what you took. So this stuff, it makes life so easy for building a fire that it's almost like cheating. I love this stuff. Just chip it out. And if you're just collecting enough for a fire now, immediately, and not saving any for the future, that right there is all you need. That'll get you going. I mean, that'll burn for 90 seconds or more. Whoops. I'm back here. Another thing I like to do is kind of pay attention to where it's coming from. And I like not to damage that particular spot because I'm scared it'll plug up, but also at the same time kind of create a channel to encourage it to continue. Which is what I'm doing right here, which I don't know if my elbow's in the way or not. One thing's for certain, you definitely have a job cleaning your knife after this. I like to try never to put it back in the sheath unless I want to get the inside of the sheath gummed up. And there we have it, guys. Those are my quick, easy, and go-tos as far as tinders go and ways to start a fire, or materials I use to start a fire around here. There's lots more, dry weeds. I mean, anybody can make a feather stick or shavings out of a piece of split wood or a piece of downed tree branch. I mean, that's pretty universal, and that's, I mean, a very effective way to start a fire too. Um, you know, those are the ones that I feel like are unique to my use somewhat, or unique to my area. And anyway, let's gather up some more, get this ready to ship out. I will do another segment of shipping for those that are interested in probably a month, maybe two, something like that. Shipping costs are starting to kind of build up on me here. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and have a good evening.